States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, bless all our actions and carry them on by thy gracious assistance, so that every prayer and good work of ours may begin from thee and by thee be happily ended. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Jess,
Rod Snyder,
present.
Joe Von Sass,
Here.
Tim Klunk,
Here.
Kim Wagner,
Here.
Steve Pluter,
Here.
Tom Snyder,
Here.
Steve Pasco.
Here.
Okay, thanks everyone for attending. First thing on the agenda is I'll need a motion to approve the June 11th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Go ahead.
Tom got it.
Tom,
Second.
and you'll second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. And we'll proceed to the announcements. Jess, you go ahead and go first.
Okay. So update on the road work. The paving on Main Street is complete. The side roads, they're planning to start tying in early next week. So there's not a whole lot to do, and then they have a punch list that they'll be doing. So if anybody sees anything, just bring it to our attention and we can pass it on to them. And then I wanted to update everybody about the code violations. We've been getting a lot of residents calling about tall grass, weeds, junk, things like that. So we've been handling those over the last couple of weeks. Linda's been out dealing with them. She sent out 33 violations just this week. So we're getting, property owners, making them aware of the ordinances, and we're working through it. And then the next thing would be the billing error. I'm sure you guys are aware that our third-party company sent out the quarterly's utility billing incorrectly. The billing was sent out with the $75.50, as always, for the base rate for trash, and then the base rate of sewer $42.10, totaling $117.60. So the whole town got charged $117.60, regardless of consumption. So if you go over 4,000 gallons, you would typically receive an incremental amount for your consumption, and that wasn't included. To correct that error, they sent out an additional billing. So some people may have gotten it, some people might not if they didn't go over. And that additional billing just needs to be added on. So I'm very sorry. I want to apologize for the inconvenience that it caused all the residents. It's a lot of confusion and stuff. So just encourage people to call in here, stop in here. We can go through their entire account, make sure they're good, their account's good, help them figure out what to pay, and we'll get through this quarterly billing together. And we just want to thank everyone for their patience and individuals who have come in. We've met many residents that we've never got to meet before. So they've been coming in. It's been like some days we've had almost 50 people through the door, just helping them with stuff. So yep. And then the last thing was I provided all of you a mid-year quarterly report, or a P&L for the expenses versus our budget. And I just thought that be a good time, with us being 6 months through the year, to give you an update on where we are falling with that. So there was just like a couple of touch points I wanted to go over with everybody, and if anyone has any questions, let me know. To date, we've collected about 80% of our tax revenue, so that was just like a little thing I wanted to let you all know where we're at with that. And we've collected 53% of what we budgeted for sewer so far, so we're actually like a little above target. And the same with trash billing, 53%. And we have been working like very diligently trying to get some of the back accounts paid up and things, so I think that's why we're like a little over target. And same with trash billing. We corrected a issue with the commercial billing where they weren't getting billed. We were paying for cardboard and recycling for the dumpsters, but we weren't in turn billing that out. So we corrected some of those things, and that's helped to start getting the revenues up for those items. And then another, so that's income. So if anyone has any questions about any income.
The sewer, and on a lot of the residential sewer. Have we caught up on that too, that the delinquent stuff?
As far as delinquent goes, we're not too far behind on that. When the auditor was here and she was looking through a lot of the accounts, she didn't feel like we were super far behind. But we've had a lot of people coming in the past 2 quarters and paying like a couple $1,000 bills. So we're slowly.
Attempting to get caught up.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, fabulous. Thanks.
Okay.
And then as far as expenses go, our insurance runs May 1st to May 1st. So it kind of like hits almost in the middle of the year. So we went through an insurance renewal, and most of our policies, we actually got some better coverage and stayed about the same price for our general liability, auto, crime, like all those different insurances we carry. And then also work comp. So we were able to get away from state workers fund this year for the first time since 2021. In 2022, we paid $69,000 for our work comp insurance. In 2023, we paid $66,000. In 2024, we paid $52,000, and this year we're paying $12,000. So we've gotten that down a considerable amount, being able to bring that back in-house, or back into a company that's within our insurance company.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's a big savings.
Strange.
And I think that's pretty much like the important things that I felt like I should just make everyone aware of.
Any questions? Mayor, do you have any? Go ahead, Chief.
Thank you. My monthly report. Total calls for service were 134. Our proactive policing initiatives, we have 1 building check, 64 business checks, and 1 school check. Our reactive policing initiatives were 1 alarm, 4 animal complaints, 3 civil incidents, 3 criminal mischief, 1 disorderly conduct, 2 disturbances, 2 domestics, 1 forgery and fraudulent practices, 1 harassment, 1 juvenile complaint, 2 ordinance violations, 2 suspicious activities, 1 theft, 6 traffic complaints, 2 trespasses. Under community policing initiatives, we had 5 assist EMS, 3 assist police, 1 assistance request, 1 family and children, 6 mutual aids, 1 public service. And under our other duties, we had 40 field contact reports, 37 follow-up to calls of service, 1 lost and found, 3 mental health calls. Calls covered by PSP for the month were 9. We had 6 incident offenses. 6 of those were cleared by arrests. 4 were adult arrests, 2 were juvenile. For time and attendance, we had 513.2 hours, 9 hours of overtime, 61 hours of vacation time. We had 25 vehicle stops, 2 traffic citations, 23 warnings, 3 parking complaints, 1 parking citation, and 1 parking warning. We had 2 traffic accidents for the month. One was at 639 Main Street, which was a reportable. The other one was Main Street, Turkey Hill, and that was a non-reportable. Our vehicle monthly use, total miles was 930.2, with total fuel that was used was 130 gallons, and our donations for June were $500.
No emergency repairs.
No.
So the vehicles are holding up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's right. And you got 3 of them. Okay, under announcements, just have one thing I want to bring up. Bill Smith, he called me this past week and told me this is about the goods situation back there. And he found a fella that's willing to loan us the goats. And the only thing, he'd loan them during the summer, and he would take them back in November, and then bring them back in the spring. And for $200 just to transport them. So it's just something to think about. Jess, you have a couple things that, concerns that you have about, the fence and some things too. So do you want to just let everybody know a little bit about that?
So after the last meeting, I did talk with Dave. We looked into a couple things. I had Dave go over there to the quarry which he's been working over there anyways, and look, and the fence needs to be repaired. There's a lot of groundhog holes along the base of it, so it's really not secure. So we either need to put some type of like livestock fencing in the inside of it, or repair the chain link fencing. And then the buildings are in pretty bad shape, so the amount of time and materials it's going to take to fix them up, we'd probably be better off to just put new ones up. And we have to kind of address that depending on how serious everyone is about doing this. And then I called our insurance company to talk to them about like liability, and I was actually surprised they weren't as against it as I thought they'd be. They're more concerned about like a goat getting out and getting hit or causing an accident or something like that. They said it would probably be like an additional $500 to add that to our policy to cover some more liability, have some more liability over it as a ballpark. And then I talked to Rick Reiser with the fire department to ask him his thoughts and concerns, because that gate on the Lynn Court side they're allowed to access that. There's like a hydrant there. So he said they've only ever accessed it one time that he knows of, and he didn't think it would be an issue to have them there. They weren't an issue before, he said. So I think, Dave, is there anything else we had talked about?
They have to inspect
Yeah, the insurance company would have to come out, they'd have to inspect the fencing, they'd want to like make sure before they would like give us a policy for it. Just all the logistical things. I want to make sure that everybody is aware of like the whole picture, and they're making a decision based on the entire picture. And yeah, so anyone have any other questions?
Did they specify, I can talk, did they specify the length of the fence or gate or whatever, or the
For the
height,
insurance?
length? Yeah.
It was a very high level, like give me a ballpark or tell me yes or no kind of thing.
Okay.
You know, I was just like, just seeing how she even felt, you know, about it at all. And the gates would need probably some things, because there's like pretty big gaps in the gates that we're talking about.
poles have to be, the gates have to be reworked to get them closed, because it's, my thing about it is, and I work for you all tell me what you want done and I'll make it done, but if we could hold off till maybe spring and relook at it in the spring, give us this winter to get all the big stuff knocked down and get things cleaned up. There's, as soon as our main goal is to get the streets, the curbs painted before school with the crosswalks and stuff. As soon as we get that knocked out, we're going to go back over there. We got it mostly knocked down, a lot of the brush around the top part of it, but there's still a lot more stuff that's got to be taken out of there. If we could get most of that knocked out over winter, and then we'd have a better start, and this would be the nice little stuff that the goats could actually eat if that's where you wanted to go. Material-wise, we have a chain link fence over there already that we can kind of rework to do it, so it wouldn't cost that much. The metal siding, there is, from when I guess when you built the buildings back there, there's some metal siding and stuff, so material costs aren't, it's just more having the time to do it. And like I said, we're still trying to catch up, because now we're getting ready to, if we're not too far off, we're in the brush pickup and leaf pickup and that kind of thing. But like I said, our new fellow's working out well. We've been able to do a lot of different things. We got the Lone Avenue pretty much all straight down, ready to paint. So like I said, we want to get the school areas all done beforehand. So.
All right. Any questions?
You think it would be worthwhile to try to get work parties together for the?
Over there, you're talking, somebody's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
It's got to be nice and slow, and because those banks, I don't even. If you're getting billy goats, make sure they got one leg, 2 legs longer than the other leg.
like the hill cows.
They used to go.
Yeah, they can.
When Dave and I,
When you had them before, how much actually gets done? Because up on the top, there's a lot of good grass, and these guys are going to sit up here on the good grass. And let the other stuff go.
Well, they were there about 20 years, and they had it pretty well trimmed up on the trees too, the limbs and stuff that they could reach.
Yeah.
It was,
Well, that last bunch didn't miss much.
no,
They have some new breeds of goats now that just eat anything and everything.
Well, and Tim, what were you, you found, so I looked up people that we could just rent them from, so we wouldn't have to take care of them all the time, they wouldn't be our goats. And, I didn't find anyone local, but you said you found someone.
Well, I'll look into it again.
Okay, yeah,
I just knew that they did rent goats.
yeah,
I didn't find anybody local.
And they have yeah, they know that, but
yeah,
they do have people that string a rope and they'll come and actually move the rope line, things like that. I just thought that was a good way, but if we can't get them to come here, that's a different story.
There's somewhere out, aren't they almost out like towards Pittsburgh?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was seeing.
Up north,
Was just looked into, I knew, because when we were talking about it, she was trying every which way she could to figure out things for you guys. And like I said, she was on the computer looking, I made a couple of phone calls from folks that I know. I don't know a whole lot about goats, I know about cows, but not goats.
But did any of the other local quarries have goats that we can inquire?
Not that I've
Look
seen,
into
I have no idea.
it's pretty
So,
unique.
so Bill, like these goats now, they're gonna belong to this fella,
Yeah.
the unknown
The
fella.
man
Yeah,
is an auctioneer,
okay.
and he runs the auction in Westminster. So he has access to goats, you know, to sell and buy.
Okay,
And he would buy them, put them in, anything you want, just $200 transportation to bring them down, and then in the fall, pick them up again.
and they're his goats, so
Yeah.
we shouldn't have liability with that.
so that would be $200 one way, so it'd be
No,
No,
both ways.
yeah,
$200 each way.
Yeah.
So over the past, 20 years, what kind of problems we ever have with the goats we had here? Any kind of issues or whether?
not that I'm aware of.
None.
Jessica heard that they were poisoned,
Oh, yeah.
but I talked to Keith Smith, and he said they died, but from old age. He said as far as he knew, they were never poisoned.
Okay.
Now, I know people would feed them, you know, through the fence and stuff.
Yeah, I heard
And
that too.
the lady that lives right next to one of them that lived next to the quarry, I spoke to her 6 months ago. I was over there for a sewer issue and I just happened to talk to her about it. And she said she had a daycare and Keith and Ken had given her food, and as part of the daycare activities, they go up every day and they feed them. So everyone keeps saying, you don't have to do anything with them, you don't have to do anything with them, but she swears that they went and gave them food every single day. So,
My mom did.
well, and this like actual like
Organic
feed or
lettuce.
whatever, I don't know what she was giving them, but they supplied her stuff and she took the
Organic
daycare kids
lettuce.
over, and did that. So my concern was that I just want to make sure that the borough's not opening themselves up to having like animals that aren't being properly cared for. Like people feel like they're not being properly cared for, and that it's like an issue. And like if people have dogs that live, like I think maybe I needed to talk to some of the neighbors that live close,
We need
get some
to
of
look
their
into the
take
legal
on it.
side of that, how we can, get rid of the liability or eliminate as much of liabilities.
That's what I'm hoping.
So, and there might be some liability on our part if we're renting goats from someone, and I guess that would be in some kind of agreement we would wind up.
If we're renting,
Agreed.
this isn't a rental, right, so that's what I'm thinking, we're off the hook there.
We'd have to have some type of agreement to protect the borough. I mean,
And then,
it's here.
and then I would go one step further and, with our insurance, to actually insure the goats in case of an
She
accident.
said no matter which way we went, we should insure them because they'd be on our property, so we'd have to insure.
So then that would keep the loaner covered.
Now, they're gonna come out of my budget as workers.
Yep.
Yeah, you're responsible.
And since you're the supervisor,
Hey, I'm okay with it.
tell them what to do.
They like drinking beer though, they don't like water.
All
We
right.
were just a little bit concerned until we got it all fixed up, got it all ready, got them in there. They wouldn't have enough time this year to make too much of a difference.
That's what I say, we can hold off till spring.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that sounds like, that definitely for
Also,
sure.
it'll give us time in there, like I said, I want to get that one side built up a little bit so I can get the back and it'll actually cross it. I brought my tractor in there and I was kind of hoping to see it real tight, across the thing, but we got most of it brushed all down. So it's, but up there by the apartment, I don't know, there's a storm drain that came across the back of that. Well, he just ran right under the fence and its pipe's pretty much stubbed out there. We're gonna have to put a piece of pipe in there, attached to it, and then fill in over top of it. Because it's like I said, you can't even walk across because of the holes.
The
there, I guess,
gully.
washed out. But like the upper side, like where the guy has the soybean field and all, them groundhogs, they must be eating well up there because there's all kinds of holes. I walked up there the other day when me and Jess were talking about it, and there's all kinds of groundhog holes up underneath of that fence. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get those.
Well, it's nobody there to disturb.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm serious, you know.
that's
They
true.
just
So-
go on their own.
You know the big baluster stones?
That's what I was
The big ones, that if you, would it be able to dump them, like, up
The
against?
problem is I'd have to get permission from that farmer to go through his field because of our side,
It's not accessible.
I can't get up, it's too narrow up there to get a tractor or a motor or anything.
That's
up
true.
there.
I didn't think about that.
So after he's done, after he's,
So it takes a soybean. to go
Yeah.
out.
be a good possibility we could get permission.
Yeah, I don't know if, I mean, if you look at I looked at the property lines back there, and you can Google it, and we can revisit it, but it looks like our property's up where the guy's farming, so you might not have to ask. You can get on Google Earth and see the layout lines.
He's on our property.
So he's.
We're probably gonna let him use it, so you might be all right. I don't know if we want to go off that 100%, but it might make it a
There
little
you
easier.
go. It's something to
Yeah.
look at.
Possibility. All right, we'll get the lawyer on that.
Hey, what dudes want to come on with me?
Luke, put that straw hat on and go talk.
All righty, well, thanks everyone for your input. We'll continue on here with the new business. PMCA has appointed a new building code official. I need a motion to approve Kim Spittler as the new building code official for PMCA.
I'll make a motion
Okay,
that we accept.
I'll second.
second, okay.
Sorry to see Clem go, though.
Yeah, he's retiring.
Good guy.
Yeah. Okay, all in favor? Okay, so the motion carries. And then we need approval of the expenditures, so I need to pay from 4/8 to 5/12.
I'll make a motion.
Dan, okay,
Expenditures, 5/8 to
Colin, second, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, so just need a motion to adjourn.
Want to make sure there's no public comment?
Oh, that's right, we didn't do that, did we? Is there any public comments there? Anybody? Okay.
Whoops.
Yeah, I missed that part, but,
Yeah.
all right, so I need a motion to adjourn.
Okay. Motion.
All right, good. All right,
Adjourn.
okay, meeting's adjourned, thank you.